winter lying next to you. A town, a place that I go to think about my time with you. So tell me why you left me there. See, you know I care. Now tell me why you disappeared. Could you tell me you love me? Tell me it's you I crave. Say you believe in me or don't say a word to me. Tell me you love me. Tell me it's you I crave. Say you believe in me or don't say a word to me. Tell me you love me.
creases in my mind, empty shapes where you used to be. Nothing fills the space where you're supposed to sleep. And as you go, find peace in my way. No, find solace in your place. I'm just thinking about the past and I wish I could have been 10 times. And then I find solace in your place.
Say
mind. All the things I should've said proper, should've let go, freed up my mind. And off you go, find peace along the way. Find solace in your place. I'm just happy about the past and I wish I could've been 10 times the man. And I'll find solace in your place.
Love, give me some strength. I don't wanna run away, face up to my head. I don't wanna say goodbye. We're never gonna make it better, better, better. Love, give me some strength. I don't wanna run away, face up to my head. I don't wanna say goodbye. We're
Youthful kids amongst the sky who search to feel alive, to stimulate the mind, falling tears down from their eyes. They gaze down from the heights, they dream to coincide. Are they all alone? Are they all alone? Youthful kids amongst the sky who search to feel alive, to stimulate the mind, falling tears down from their eyes. They gaze down from the heights, they dream to coincide. Are they all alone? Are they all alone? Are they all alone? Are they all
All right, what's happening, y'all? I'm cooling down right now. Cooling down. I just got a lift in. We got a run in. Oh, it's a good time around here, guys. Also, if anyone's down, y'all let me know. But I am starting, well, I started yesterday, a 5-day fast. So if any of you want to join me, let me know. If you have any questions about fasting, also, let me know. If you've never really fasted before, 5 days is probably not going to work out. But it's going to be a good one. Complete body reset, practice of starving the flesh, feeding the soul, spiritually, obviously, physically, very valuable. But yeah, let's get it. Let's dive into it, guys. We're going to look at a couple things here. Got a couple things going on in the markets today. So today we don't really have a high impact news by any means, but it's going to be a smooth day. And then for any of you that are watching here for the first time, what's up? Welcome. Let me know where you're coming from. Say what's up in the chat. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Navarrete, and I've been doing this for 10 years. 10 years. A third of my life, basically. Insane. Yeah, it's been awesome. In this time, last time I worked was summer of 2017, so almost 9 years. But 8 and change. It's been cool to top leaderboards on DarwinX, on some firms. Just had January, had a 100K month, which was insane. February didn't go as well, but it's not over. It's not over yet. But yeah, what's up, everyone? Let me say what's up in the chat. What's up, Zoe? Nick? What's happening? Caius? Yo, shout out to Dre, who passed another account yesterday. Shout out to Lindsay, who passed an account yesterday as well. And shout out to everyone today that's going to go and grow their account or just grow the skills, grow the discipline of trading. So what's up, Michael? Hump Day. Gabriel. Corey. Kai. Metals for long. Dow short. Awesome. We'll dive into all of that. Came in hot here. Yeah, a lot of opportunities. What's up, Sen? What's up, Edwin? How you doing, bro? Hope you guys enjoy your coffee. Joe Ryan. What's up, Luis? Edgar. Steve. Happy Wednesday, man. Do you think NQ could getting to distribute off the daily? We'll get into that. What's up, Ruben? How you doing, bro? Patrick. Austin. Harshi. Carlos. Amy. Everyone's dialed in. What's up, Karen? Carlos. Kanzava. Evan. I fast for 16 to 18 hours every day. I love that. Okay. How do you get over the weakness? I just have committed to who I have to be, and that's pretty much it. Staying busy, staying active. I think also just keeping yourself understanding what you're doing it for, and kind of just feeding the benefits, like watching videos, listening to things just about what you're doing, being able to kind of set a new standard for yourself. And like once you've done it once, it's like, okay, I know I can do 2 days. Okay, I know I can do 3 days. I've done 3 days before. I know I can do 4. So that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, you got to want it. You know, that's just the biggest thing. Like if it doesn't really speak to you, then I mean, you're probably not going to do it. But we're just trained to want to have food all the time. And obviously, you know, if you guys have medical conditions and all that, like talk to whoever. 40-day fast. You're wildin'. Hi. Oh, hey, Nance. What's up? Fasting right now. Gonna fast on rest days and see how well that works. Nice. Okay, so let's dive into it. Yeah, so in the community, if you guys want to ask in there, go ahead. I'll make a little post about it. But Right now, we are looking at, let's zoom out a little bit more. We've just swept the highs from Friday, Wednesday, and we're trading towards, we're starting to trade, where we go? We're starting to trade towards a nice little high we created over here. So let me actually go 4 hours so you guys can get the big picture. When we zoom out, right, we worked our way all the way down to here. Huge retracement, trading into November 24th price action. We immediately came back up, and every time we've worked our way lower, we're struggling quite a bit to maintain price below 24,600. So we might work our way back down here one more time at some point. But in the meantime, I would say the next target for the market, like the next target within the week, would be up here. Now, this would be basically mitigating this nice little pump that we had on Thursday, February 12th. This is a London session, pushed to the high before everything dropped. And then beyond that, we have definitely some clean imbalance all the way over to here. Now, for the most part, we've been squeezing for the better half of the last week. So a big break today is either going to be liquidation and reversal, or pretty much just a continuation in general. So once we get a bit more context on where we're at right now, here's kind of what's happening. So shorts right now, like for example, we've already taken out London highs. There wasn't an immediate reversal, so I'm not really looking to short anything soon. The big thing that happened was yesterday during the State of the Union address, in which we had indices spike down super nicely before a rally. So this is really in my opinion, the immediate buy zone that we can look for. There is one more within this range that we could talk about, but zooming out a bit more, you can see the reversal happen right here. So this is where things kind of go down. Here's where you see the market, crash down on, actually, no, that's not what I was talking about. My bad. This was yesterday's New York Open. The market on New York Open tanks from right here and then continues. There's a second zone I'll show you guys here in a second. And we have New York Open happening right this instant for today. So starting off pretty bullish. So we'll let that continue. But anyways, you have yesterday's New York Open push the market down. And then what we had happen was this, right? Followed by that, you had the State of the Union move right here, pushes down. Doesn't quite take out Tokyo lows. So you could argue that we have a bit of liquidity over here. Some equal lows in this range, very likely to take those out at some point. However, right before we get into London session, we get this spike down with NQ, and this does a great job of clearing out quite a bit of money. So hours worth of liquidity get swept with this last push down. So I do think we have potential over here for a reversal on NQ, and NQ on a mission to get to these zones up here. But for now, we have potential buy down here and over here. In the meantime, what else can we identify here? What else we got going on? Also, the funded account from yesterday was not claimed. I don't know what's going on. Wasn't claimed. So Xavier, you're up for today. You have 24 hours to claim the account. All right. With that being said, we had S&P basically doing the exact same thing. And you have Dow Jones doing the exact same thing. Dow moving way different, though, today. So look at how we're on opposing levels of the game. NQ pumping. Dow starting things off by dumping, clearing, trading into this imbalance here. So it takes out a couple hours worth of liquidity, trades into this imbalance, and where we've seen a little bit of structure before, and then immediately bouncing back up. So liquidity capture, trades right back into the range, starts to trade higher. What are we going to see from here? Are we going to see continuations? Is the market going to continue to rally? So there's a chance that we might be seeing some sort of shakeout right out of this zone. These are like that inverted, idea that plays out, honestly, quite a bit. So it's kind of up to interpretation. If the markets are going to trade together, then obviously Dow has had the least amount of bullish momentum, whereas S&P and NQ are definitely leading the move to the upside. So there's a chance this is a very, very quick type of shakeout. However, this is very, 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 very fast. Not a trade that I personally would take with full risk, but I could see why you would take it with at least a small amount of risk. This is kind of like that inverted fair value gap type of ordeal. So, I would say that we haven't swept a whole bunch of I don't know how I would call this, like primary liquidity, just like a main source of liquidity. Yes, we took some and we're playing out of structure. So I could see it. But I do think it's a bit of a push here. So I'd have to create a bit more data on this kind of trade. Best case, you're taking something here and then letting it run. The downside to this trade, though, or the difference with this and like NQ and S&P is NASDAQ and S&P didn't really it didn't sweep anything. It didn't push down. You see that, like NQ, it just kind of rallied. S&P just rallied, while Dow was first like, hold up, let me get some money. Let me go and collect. Then it wanted to go in, or it's maybe gonna make a move. So it's kind of interesting, the difference between how these moved with one another. I think that because Dow swept liquidity and nothing else did, I can kind of see Dow make this push. So if you took a buy here, I understand. And if you didn't, I also understand. The main difference between these is just that S&P and NASDAQ just didn't go and take liquidity. They just pumped first. Whereas Dow looks like it went and collected some ammo and then could go make the move. Which, after studying, and this today is going to be a pretty good sample size, could this be an example of when we get that switch in price action? So I'm sure you guys have noticed this, but sometimes you'll see like one of these starts really bearish. Like, for example, today, Dow pushes down first, but then by the end of the hour, all of a sudden Dow is the bull. So I didn't take this on my live accounts. I did take this on some challenges, because I just kind of wanted to see and trade out of experience. For me, evals are like demos, basically, there's not a lot of risk. You're risking whatever the account is costs. So I feel like there's not really too much at stake here. So, yeah, I was willing to kind of find out. I didn't really risk too much either on there. It was like, I think, about half hour. Anyways, but I kind of wanted to just see the difference and whether that is something that is worth exploring. So like today, for example, liquidation only on Dow, while S&P and NQ kind of just traded the same. And that might not be the case, right? For all we know, that's not it, and it's just going to go down, and it is what it is. But in other ideas, most of the time, especially if it's not like a liquidity capture, if this is the most bearish, like, I'm not taking a trade. And either way, I still didn't on my lives, the fundeds, because this is more of experimental. But we shall see, my friends. We shall see. And so now let's zoom out a little bit. And where can this get to? So we had marked this up yesterday. And this is a big one. So yesterday we marked up how the market could get to here. All right. So the market could get to this zone up here, sell out, right? So we had Dow take out these highs, go and make lower lows. So great structure over here. And then from here, we've been working our way higher and higher. Now, mind you, this is just from Monday. If you take a look at how S&P is trading, S&P already cleared these highs. And NQ way, 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 way above all of this. So I could definitely see us still get a short out of Dow over here as well. So I have a sell way up here, talking 49,650. So, I mean, obviously we'd have to climb quite a bit. But the fact that the higher time frames, I mean, you're seeing Dow is the only one of the assets that is that's still making a lower high. This is still sitting well within the zone. We're talking about not even a 71% pullback at the moment, whereas NQ and S&P are trading so much higher than this. So, yeah, personally, I mean, I'm feeling pretty chill on. I like it. I'm just going to set a limit on here because higher time frames, this looks solid. So this does get the full R risk reward. I'm going to go 1 unit higher. So I'm going to be slightly. My range really is 500 to 600, but I keep it between like 500 most of the time. All right. So 9 contracts on this. And then where we take this to. We'll play it by ear. It doesn't need to be a 5R plus by any means. Meanwhile, looking at price action, Dow has been stalling out a while. So has S&P, and then NQ is kind of choppy too. So these are all kind of just choppy in general. Squeezing. So decisions will be made here for sure. Structure-wise, I think your stops, like if you did happen to take something like this, I don't see a reason to just keep it at the low anymore since we did trade into this imbalance. So if you wanted to tighten up a little bit, give yourself some, a tighter stop, I think that's very much fair, depending on kind of where you got it in here. Anyone take the buy? Buenos días. Me gustan más las ventas, Brian, con Dow Jones aquí arriba, tipo un retroceso casi el 88.6. Not a textbook setup, staying out. Totally respect that. Took a shakeout on gold just now. Sweet. Yeah, let's go take a look at that. Let's go take a look at metals while we have this playing out. So metals. Shakeout, what does that look like? Where? So I think one of the things that I'm noticing you guys are doing is you're kind of just, and this is, hopefully no one takes really offense to this, but like any super liquidity and like everyone's like just jumping on it. So I do think we need to keep in mind like what exactly we're liquidating. So like we saw London take these lows. Oh, this is such a good trade. And then we sweep hours worth of liquidity. And now this gold setup is playing out super nice. I'm sure you guys would tried giving me a heads up on this or something, but I could see why you would and wouldn't take this. Like the push down really starts right here, and then we break above this. So we kind of break above where the market started to sweep liquidity. But anyways, the whole move really starts from over here. So great trade nonetheless. In this, would have loved to be part of this experience here, but not today. If you did take this trade off of this imbalance, so here you have the break below. Not a textbook shakeout for me. Typically, I would have wanted it to kind of build demand over here, like within the structure. But nonetheless, like if you took this, I would have my stops at least reduced, if not at entry here. Yeah, nice. Good stuff, man. I know there's also, this is probably something of interest. Now, we talked about this sell on the syndicate session yesterday, and DeAndre brought this one up. And so there was pros and cons with this one, right? The cons are that the 15-minute attempt to break the low definitely failed. So this has very minimal. It doesn't create any demand. It was more of a chance to, liquidate retail buyers and then push further on. So whatever, it is what it is there. Nothing to see here, folks. And then, so that's a big red flag on overall a downtrend. However, a motive on why this could still play out is one, once we traded below, like we did break 5-minute structure and we've been below this for, a day and a half now. So, I understand this side of things. And the big reason is just that silver broke up. Like silver's been so bullish, so it's so diverging. You have the market trading way down here for gold while silver is trading way up here. So that divergence makes it a difference. Selling gold here is not a full risk for me, not by any means. I probably wouldn't have taken this trade if it wasn't diverging with silver so much, but I'll take this with less risk, half give or take, and then go from there. Yeah. Let's see. Fasting right now. Saludos. The IFG, in my opinion, is on the bear side, but I like it to be at least on the 1-minute time frame. You're in gold. Nice. Okay, I'm treating it as mitigation because it breaks. The entire move started high for me. Fam, I'm at reduced risk. Thank you. All right, sweet. Reduced stops to low and aiming for liquidity. Good work. Yeah, well done, guys. Nas is at 88. Fibo. Silver shakeout pending. Okay, I took a full R on gold. Can I get your pin? That was right before. I think you might be. Guys, make sure you're live. Okay. Yeah, what a good reaction. Nice. So someone said, is silver creating a move? Possibly, yeah, because did we get a silver contract switch? Someone let me know. The volume, these are looking a little weird. No, never mind. All right, whatever. So, yeah, I could see silver for sure giving us an opportunity. Silver takes London lows, and okay, yeah. Silver clears London lows, and then from here we have the market instantly trading right back into this. So clearly the push to the downside. When when buyers and sellers are basically fighting for their fills, there was no substantial selling happening at these levels, right? Sub 90, it's just not happening. So the market returning to this zone could definitely be of opportunity over here. So working its way back below to this area, I like this zone for sure. If we start climbing our way back down, then yeah, I want to know. Okay, meanwhile, so good stuff. If you took gold, congrats. I know that thing is ripping right now. Sick. Let's go. That's a fat trade too. That's a small R. This is like, if y'all took this, you're probably sitting on already 2R, 3R maybe, 2 and change. Nice, guys. Love that for y'all. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's go check out some indices. So check this out. Indices right now, NQ is trading way up here. So we're trading into this zone, but I would rather sell Dow. Prefiero la venta con Dow. So yes, we're trading up into this zone. However, I mean, NQ just is such a bull right now. It's just ripping so much that I feel like, where are we at? Dow has more to push to. Like Dow has more incentive to keep climbing higher, to get upwards over here, whether it's to trade, whether it's going to reject around 49, 580, or if it's going to climb up into this higher zone. So I am going to I'm not looking to sell NQ. That's my take. I'm going to stay put, and I'm going to prefer the short with Dow. Dow also currently, it's not pushing upwards as aggressively. Another thing to keep in mind though for today is you do have NVIDIA earnings end of day. So that should be some fun end of day volatility as well. So don't miss out on none of that either. Okay, so what do we got here? Yep, and Q in the zone being validated some more. Gold pushing nicely. You let me know when you guys hit take profit on that gold trade, or where you guys are going to take it to. Yeah, text me on school. All right, cool. Xavier, you're in. How do y'all trade silver? The risk is always super high. Gotta have the nuts, man. Just gotta have the nuts. But I mean, this silver trade, let's say if it were to make sense, you would be risking with maybe 40, 50 ticks. So even at a contract, 400 to 500, I mean, depending on your account size, that's doable. But you got to keep it like that. I know for most of you, if you're trading your props with like that kind of risk, then that's when you can get in. But it's not always an opportunity. You're totally right, Jay. Like a lot of times, it's it might be more than you would expect. However, I don't know if I'm going to take silver. Gold has a lot more bullish momentum, so chilling. I would want silver to kind of maintain structure much better, and it's already starting to dip pretty aggressive. Match that out. I'm in profit in gold. What do you think about TP? Take profit on gold. I like the highs. 50 to 10. He said I did, so if they missed it, it's their fault. That's some good energy right there, Michael. Yeah, I think 52.10 is solid. 52.10 is pretty solid. That's a very doable exit. All right, where are we at? It's SIK. See, okay, that's what I thought. I had a feeling silver had the contract flip. I could just see it in the candles. I could sense it. SIK, our resident contractor. That's Seth. All right, let's add SAK in here. SIK. SIK. And then we'll get SIL micros. All right. Let's move this over. Move this over. Okay. We're good. We good. Yeah, so these are like the first target would be these highs right here, 52.10. Take those. You're good. From here you got, yeah, I mean, I can see Tokyo highs. Obviously, you may see a rebalancing out of here. So I think high probability exits, honestly, just taking these out, or even London. Took the Dow sell at open for a fast 1 to 5. Nice. In these gold buys, took partials and holding until 52.09. Great trading, man. Yeah, he just comes into flex. Actually, that's the only way I've ever seen Evan post. I'm not going to lie. Evan's like, yeah, I do this just in case y'all needed some inspiration. Here I am. And you know what? I'm with it. I'm with it. If you're here to flex, like, you know what? Flex away. Hey, he's just, he's just here so he doesn't get fined. All right. The choppiness on Dow is mental. I'm risk-free on this, so I'm chilling. I probably should have just already taken profits since there's clearly a bull here between them. But whatever. I mean, I'll run it risk-free. Evan. It's okay, Evan. Gold clapped. How'd you get clapped on gold? What were you taking on gold? Were you selling? What'd you do? Took partials. Or where's that? Oil buy. Okay, let's look at oil. We haven't gotten to oil yet. Oil. All right, here we go. Oil taking out lows right now. Oil, what oil buy are you trading right now? This push down? Somewhere in here maybe? Or this. I'm not really seeing the oil buy, but I wish you the best here. Yeah, not really seeing it. I like this oil sell, though. Yeah, if you guys want to drop your charts, so I can make one here, right? Drop your charts. Yep, right here. Okay. Meanwhile, indices, that NQ is basically pretty close to that entry. As I mentioned, I'm going to stay out of NQ, but nice. Looks like gold should have hit. If you had your exits at 52.09, 52.10, take profits have been hit there. I was just a little late to gold. That's on me. That would have been a really nice trade. Fat trade. Corey, you're probably up like a big band on that. Seth. If you feel like that, that's an identity thing. 4.2R, 3R. You can't feel. You can't bring that kind of state of mind. Like, oh, I'm gonna miss by a point. Later stuff. Wrote gold on accident. Oh, oil. Got it. I see. It's making sense. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Dow pulling in. So S&P following more of Dow Jones lead. Dow is definitely a bigger, just a stronger bear right now. Wouldn't be surprised if we trade into New York Open imbalance for S&P. Dow pushing lower. I'm not quite looking for any sort of buys there. I don't really like how indices are trading right now. So the only setup I am willing to take at the moment would be the sells way up here. So let me go ahead and share this. Yeah, good stuff on that gold trade, guys. Way to go, man. Yeah, I needed to start my workout like 15 minutes earlier so I could be actually as prepared as I needed to be for today. Okay, here we go. So let's get this over here. Drop your charts, Sam. What's that? Nas. Yeah, so that's the trade that I'm avoiding, actually. So that's the trade that I'm not taking. I prefer YM. Okay. So today's setups, 25th. Guys, for those of you that are newer to trading or futures in general, Nance is hosting a session tonight at 8 p.m. Central. Don't miss that one. And then here we go. YM looking for mitigation sell off the 15-minute time frame. Diverging with S and NQ. Just dumping now though. Might not get it. Okay. Cool. Just a little squeeze here. Broke down, rebalanced here well, traded downwards. Not really a trade for me, nonetheless. Like either or, it wasn't really anything I was looking for. And Q still pushing. Everything might still continue to rally, so I'm chilling. Si el oro retrocede, verías oportunidad de compra para atacar altos de Londres. Deja ver. Vamos a ver. So gold now, almost being ready for a, here we go. Almost ready for a potential mitigation. So we had the massive sell-offs kick things off from like right up here. So this is really where the fun began, right after New York Open. So we see a nice push down, continuation. So if we can maintain these highs, si mantenemos altos encima de estos, so if we can maintain highs over here, then yes, I could see an entry in here somewhere. And then another push. Something like this, for sure. I'd want to... Silver might be looking similar as well. Let's see. Silver, not as bullish. So, yeah, I would keep something like this in mind for gold. But let the market confirm. Like, get the information, get the candles. Let structure and demand settle in and all that good stuff. So, yeah, we got gold. Gold possibly forming a mitigation buy opportunity. Currently a stronger bull than silver. Wait for demand to establish above these highs, then it'll be valid. Who's still holding gold by any chance? Entonces, básicamente sí, quiero Gisla, si se mantiene por encima con oro, entonces sí me gustaría la compra. Pero quiero ver que se mantenga aquí un rato. Nice. Yo, for those of you that took gold and hit, let me see it. Drop your post. Drop your, your setup, your gains in the chat. Okay. Let's see. There was an oil trade, right, that I hadn't shared yet. So let me go ahead and do that now. Interestingly enough, oil takes out these lows and it's kind of coming right back in. Maybe we end up getting a shakeout buy for oil. So that's possible. Comes in here, maybe works its way over. There's a chance. All right, so let's do some of this. Do we have oil inventories today or tomorrow? Oil inventories. Yeah. We have this in 27 minutes. All right, hold on. Let me drink this water real quick. Water, salt, lemon. Get them electrolytes. Looks like tomorrow. Am I just slow? Today's Wednesday, right? It looks like today. That looks like today. I think Edwin just wants it to be Taco Tuesday again. Okay, so we have it here. Here's the idea. This looks pretty clean. Yeah, I like this. I don't know if we'll get up here today, but we might get that shakeout. So if going into it we're like setting up, then I'd set the limit. So I think we could see something like this. And then get the pullback in the rally. At least something like that. Yeah. So possible trade. Something like this. All right. So here, I forget, I can just write notes and all this good stuff. So possible shakeout could form leading into oil inventory news at 9:30 a.m. CST. All right. There it is. We have oil. Where is this thing? Here we go. All right. So you guys get the image, you get the link. There's just no. You get it every way possible. You guys are getting this idea here. Got the text on the screen. You get it here. I mean, come on. Y'all are good to go. Okay. If you haven't noticed that we're live, then it's on you. All right, who's gonna take up the community post pin today? Who's gonna get funded? Who's got a nice little payout? Come on. Let's see. Pinned. Tradefy. Tradefy's legit. Yep. Don't forget to take advantage of your Lucid Trading discount, guys. 50%. Pretty solid. Also, don't really have much. Don't like the demand for shake-up plan 6 MSN looking like buns. Yeah, maybe Edwin. Maybe you need some sleep, bro. My boy don't know what day it is. He's losing it. All right, what are indices looking like now? That short is starting to play out. Okay, short starting to play out. Nice. Very nice. Some of you should be happy. Not sure if it's going to keep doing that, but, you know, it's doing something. S&P trading into imbalance here. I have a feeling this is going to rally from over here. It's going to keep pushing higher. I think we could see some reversals. Dow right now, not quite clearing London lows yet or anything, but making a nice push. S&P here, eating up this inefficiency. What'd I tell ya? What'd I tell ya? Not really an entry model I have, but just something I noticed. But if I didn't make money doing it, right, doesn't matter if I can predict where it goes. Not really. All right. Let's see how things ended up trading from yesterday. Okay. This broke the high. Okay. So I avoided selling Australian yesterday here. I know we had this spike on the open of the week. I wanted to see whether it's going to be NZD, and NZD didn't make it up into here. Or whether it was going to be Euro. For example, Euro has a nice pump right there before it drops. The downside to Euro, however, on this open of the... Actually, this is not what I was talking about. Huh. This is the open of the week. And then this is one last leg up before it moves. But this has been less bullish than the rest of them. Just might be the opportunity. Honestly, Euro might play out. All right, let me check out your guys' markups. I see your post. Funded 2 more. Nice. See, I know Evan. Evan's here. This is what we're talking about. What a guy. What a guy. Banger. Corey and Austin, sick. Sheesh. Nasty. I love to see it. All right, what you guys got here? Yes, correct. Thoughts. Natural gas. I haven't traded NG in a minute. What's the current contract? NGJ? Netgear. Not Netgear. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing here. A little clear liquidity. Structure looks good. Trades down here for a nice... You know, most of the day. Not too shabby. Only downside, I guess, is like there is liquidity up here. So if the macro wants to target that, then it will. So zooming out, there is quite a bit of retracement that is in process. Dude, natural gas is insane. This thing is insane. Last time I looked at it, we were over here. Less than a month later, we're down here. Jesus. There is more. There's more of this gap that really could be filled as well. So I see your setup. I understand your trade. I would say, did this already mitigate though? Yeah, this already mitigated over here. This was the reaction. Very strong reaction. So you had a huge drop right there a couple hours ago. Did you take a trade higher? Interesting. Broke even? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's good looks. Kevin. Sweet. Not really sure on your trading entry model or your system in general. But, I mean, yeah, good job catching the momentum of the day for NQ. Well done. If it fits your plan, I mean, it's pretty solid. Still holding gold from 5,100. What a G. This is just a chart, but sick. Nice swing. Very nice swing. Well done. I didn't know you were in here. What's up, dude? All right, trade missed me. What do you think of my entry? Swiss franc. I like the sweep, pretty tight, keeping it in here. Maybe it looks different. No, this is it. I like your entry. I think having the entry in this imbalance made sense. Obviously, trading within these order blocks has a higher probability to happen. Sometimes this is gonna just stop the momentum and reverse it. But I probably would have done what you did, which was trade in below this last push down. So I don't think it's a bad entry by any means. Yeah, good stuff. Gold buys booked. I can't read this, man. Yeah, if I knew what was going on, I would definitely respond. Sometimes you guys have to explain these a little more. But does that mean you took profit? All right, we got oil in 15. So right now what we are seeing is gold cleared the highs, came right back in pretty quickly. So this looks more like a liquidity sweep. Will this turn around? What's it going to be? Meanwhile, silver still collecting liquidity here, quite a bit of it, if I say so myself. So this could still this could go higher. I'm not quite convinced on any sort of selling of gold or anything yet. Oil is, in fact, pushing up a little more. Could we be setting up? So we've been working our way over here. I don't love it yet, but there's time. And Q playing out, man. Nice. Interesting. Sometimes I'm tired of myself. Just rejecting money. Like being able to see so many moves, but some of these, like your own rules kind of delay you or not delay you. It just completely stops you from taking certain trades. But that's kind of the point of the rules, right? So, for example, actually, I think this trade would have missed me anyways. But let's see where we're at. Nope, that would have been quite the snipe, actually. However, I will say, as of now, this would have only been, we got 1 hour, give or take. So, not bad. Sometimes it feels annoying in the moment, but you only remember like the potential profit. And then if this goes higher, and then it's like, oh yeah, I was right. So either way, my rules are my rules for a reason. Like I've just have enough of a sample size to be okay at missing out on some potential ideas. In this case, I still believe that will probably push even higher. So even though sometimes there's this temporary moment like this where you're like, oh no, what could have been? But then everything kind of turns around and ends up playing out anyways. So not too upset about it so far. I think if we get Dow way up here today, which honestly is very possible right now, our range, we've only really moved a pretty minimal amount. So we've seen Dow go up about 50, 60 points and down about 130 from New York open. So definitely has a lot more range to cover today. For sure. Okay. Gold did in fact. This might be turning into a shakeout setup. Yeah, this really might. Look how we clear London highs and then immediately tuck back in here. Now we're at a break and retest kind of zone. The only difference is kind of like I just kind of want to see where silver goes though. So I'm not fully convinced yet, but definitely potential. The buys I'm not really liking anymore. So you see how we didn't sustain this? So this doesn't confirm bullish structure. So yeah, we might be in this game. Okay, 10 minutes for oil. Let's see what we got. Okay. Yeah, oil buys. I think oil buys right over here. Might be... Huh? Oh. All right. I can see this. I like it enough. So here, let's zoom out a little bit. We clear liquidity. We trade back into where we've seen some, support before. So the low was over here from about 20 minutes ago. Now we've been trading up in this range for some bit. So I like it enough to put something at risk here. Maybe not enough for a full trade, but half risk I'm cool with. And then actually let me do it like this. And let this thing rip. 50. All right. Okay. Meanwhile, we have Dow still going lower. Will this want to push London lows? Maybe. And Q, not quite rebalancing yet. I feel like this has got another leg up. S&P starting to work this imbalance. Anyone take buys on S&P by any chance? If it fits anyone's trading model? Because you do kind of have a pretty decent push down here before it rallies. So this squeeze, I wonder if we take another move higher. I feel like there's a possibility here. All right, I'm basically right now I'm just waiting on this oil inventories to hit, and then we can kind of see where we go from there. And remember, you do have NVIDIA later, so be ready for that towards the end of the day. Let me look at some more charts over here. Esperando oro. No me gusta. Okay. How are we doing with stocks today? Any big movers? Let's see. Did UPS chilling? Hit 122. Anyone in UPS with us? Up like 35%. Potle. Just being Potle. All right, Netflix. Let's go. Starting to rally a little bit. All right, I'm down a little bit on this one. PayPal. Did you guys see that there are rumors about PayPal getting bought out? Anyone pick this up? You should be up about almost 20% on PayPal. Anywhere in this zone. Worst case, you're up 13. Best case, you're up 20 over 20. In UPS, Chipotle, and Netflix. Solid. Nice. Yeah, up. You say you're up on UPS for sure. NVIDIA earning reports. What can this do? Where can we go? If today is going to be earning reports day, I wonder if we're going to spike down and then higher. Look at how NVIDIA is setting up so far. So here was New York open. Clears the lows and then rallies here. So if I was going to be buying, I would be buying in here somewhere. See where this is at end of day. But yeah, that's kind of what that looks like to me. Or now this is taking out tons of liquidity. A shit ton of liquidity. And trading into this gap. Interesting. All right, let me go over here. Anyone trade stock options right now? In PayPal at 58. Okay. Oh, so yeah, you got an earlier, super earlier. I think I have some entries up there too. So not really like anything that I love here, but sometimes you see shorts out of these gaps. Not my entry style, but yeah, if I was taking this, I would be looking for buys in here somewhere. I'll set some alerts. Yeah, we had some initial zones right in here. So we got a decent bounce, and then we got this thing that rugged us, trading down to here. And now it's coming in nicely. chances are we'll probably see maybe a bounce, like a reversal in the 50s, come back down again into the mid 40s, and then take another rib. Okay, what's down today? That's CSMA, BA, Intel. Nothing's down too much. ENPH sitting around 50. Sweet. Coinbase, hey, nice bounces. Very nice. Let's see. If you're going to want to pick some more up, obviously not a bad time now. However, you could be seeing something around 160. This is just so volatile. That's why I like Coinbase. Even if you're just kind of picking this up like in and out. Okay, let's go to gold real quick. You took gold sells? Nice. It didn't come back for me. I wanted the entry a little higher. Welp. That's okay. We have about 2 minutes to oil inventories here. I'm taking a half risk buy on this shakeout. We swept London lows. We traded back into the New York lows as well to some structure, leaving some liquidity here. So, yeah, I like this zone. If it clears, like let's say it dips down and triggers us in, and then it clears 65, then I'll move my stops. Gisela, como dije, oro no me gusta la compra porque no la estructura no la puedo mantener. Entonces, como no puedo tener estructura alcista, por eso es que no compro aquí. Para eso solo es mi filosofía, obviamente. Ya ustedes operen, pues como diga su plan. All right, let's see if we get a little something here with oil. What's the entry there? 65.41. All right, triggered in. Almost got stopped out right away. Okay. Whoo. Close one, huh? All right, so I'm eating up that move pretty quickly. It's like super slow. Let's see. Is he going to absorb it and rip, or is it GG? Because we did get a pretty good reaction, right? So this moved up right away. I mean, I guess you could tighten up a little bit if you want to, but that's it. Cool. That's all she wrote. So we did see a nice reaction. So you got the reversal here, which technically, like you saw, here was a dip down. Here was the move up. So, I mean, pretty solid. Not enough, though. And looks like if it rips from here, that's going to be a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie. So this broke the low by how many ticks? 2? Okay. If things shift, could be another setup nonetheless. So that's a half hour loss for me over here. And then if we get another, so the way this could have been managed, I could have moved my stop. I would have saved myself like 2 or 3 ticks, maybe, if that. Maybe some of you had a wider stop and you're still in this. Sick, if that is the case. I would be looking for further opportunities with this. If it breaks the highs, so if you see something like this, Then you can look for another one. Or maybe you get the shakeout now. So this trades into here, maintains this, and then a dip down. Then you might be able to send this higher. All of this is possible. All right. Dow's been squeezing, man. Squeezing, pushing higher. S&P. The buys from here. Told y'all. And then NQ rallying. Word. Okay. Well, folks, with all that being said, if we continue to, because right now we're sitting at a liquidity capture, we're refilling this imbalance. Maybe this plays out of here. I don't love it, so I'm not going to focus on it on the buy. But if it does play out and you guys took it, awesome. Not my trade to take. And obviously, you guys have the liberty to do whatever you want. If we break the low, and then we can come look for sells in here later on. So I'll give updates on that idea when the time comes. Did anybody end up taking the Bitcoin buys? This I had talked about for a bit. This was the shakeout. Anyone take this, please? Somebody. Right out of here. We just ripped. This one I had broken down for this I had left here for the whole month. I had entries in here, but I couldn't hold them. Yeah, let me know if you ended up making a decision on that. Waiting for a lower price. Okay. Hopefully you guys bought some. I like the way that we're ripping out of these lows. Oof, this is good to me. And I'm like I said, guys, and hopefully, I mean, I know I can pull this back, but my thought process was we cleared so much liquidity this week on February 2nd where we dipped below the 70s and into the 60s. My whole thought process was this is us liquidating retail buyers. And when we came back in, this is basically a shakeout setup, in my opinion. We came back in, we confirmed demand in the 70s. So this was already saying lows down here. There wasn't really enough demand. So once we kept trading up here, this zone was so important. So I think at least you're breaking above 71 here. Well, I'll say at least you should be getting a break above 68.6. There is possible reversal here going into above 69,000. And this is really going to be the test. If we break above here and we hold above the 72,250, yeah, I think the fun begins once again. So let's see it. Someone said silver shakeout looks like it's playing out. Ooh. Well, I mean, it's borderline a setup. We basically made equal highs over here. And gold did play out of here nicely. Nice. Well done. Going with the trend, these can play out a bit more often. But yeah. All right, guys. Great work. Appreciate y'all for being on. Make sure you hit the like button. Tell your friends. If you guys want more content, just you can go through. There's more videos, a lot of psychology stuff, some good interviews, a lot more coming your way soon. So appreciate you all. Absolutely, my pleasure. My pleasure. If you're newer to trading, then make sure you don't miss the session that's in our free community that we're hosting at 8 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be doing a webinar breaking down kind of a new program I'm doing. It's a 30-day program only, catered to newer traders or people who kind of want a fresh start with their trading. But with that being said, appreciate you all, and I'll catch you tomorrow.